There's going to be an open mic as well if anyone wants to sign up to read with us. Eric will have the list.
It's full already. Yeah.
Really? No shit. Wow. Usually,
We have a big poetry community here.
usually we'll have like a few people kind of do it, and like, you know, and then like it won't be very full, and then everyone's like, I can do that. And then they sign up. It's always a
dramatically. The sun won't wait for us to stand in its heat. The oaks won't stand here all day. This pen is running out of ink as fast as it can chew. In fact, nothing stands still. Not your water glass, not your teeth. There is an army of nerves inside you, ready for shore leave. What are you doing on the couch when every cloud is shaped like your darkest thoughts, ready to blow away? Don't you know how to whistle? Just step outside, purse your lips at the sky, and then welcome to Punketry! My name is Eric Fischman. This is Black Market Translation, the inventors of this incredible event. No one in history has ever thought of putting poetry with music before. It took till it's like 8 years old though, actually.
Yeah, 6 months disco did it.
Yeah, it took till like 2015 for anyone to be like, oh, we could do music and poems at the same time. Totally crazy.
It's the Reese's Pieces of art.
Yeah. Don't listen to all that bullshit about Kerouac. He didn't do any of that stuff. That's all, they added it after the fact. It's like editing post. Welcome to Punketry. I think you figured out what's going on here. Tonight we have 3 amazing features. I will introduce them in a moment. I also wanted to point out that we do have an open mic list. It is full. However, if we get to have enough time, depending how people go, maybe we can sneak a few. 3 poems or 5 minutes, whatever comes first. That could be 11.
We got nice merch up there too, if you like what you hear.
Yeah, buy all the band stuff, give them money personally, stuff it in their shirts. Our first performer tonight is Christy Felton. I see no one in this room has heard of Christy Felton before. Christy Felton just arrived to Longmont yesterday. Christy Felton is predisposed to happiness, sparkly things, and the dark. She started protesting in the 4th grade and remembers participating in an Amnesty International letter-writing campaign to free Nelson Mandela at summer camp. She is tragically gifted in math and finance, and she has used those skills to build a bookkeeping business that supports her writing habit. Kind of like what Cliff does with accounting.
I do music to support my accountant habit.
If you need to connect with her, wow. If you need to connect with her, you will find her running the writers program at the Firehouse Art Center in Longmont right here. We have an open mic every last Friday of the month, and every 3rd Friday of the month there is also a free writing workshop. Please come to those. Both start at 7 o'clock.
Very fun.
At the Firehouse Art Center in Longmont, as she has done for 10 years. I should have finished the sentence before ad-lib. Christy lives on 5 acres with her much-loved partner, 2 cats, and 2 giant dogs. This is true, I've been mauled by both of them. Most of my clothing have holes in them. From Antarctica.
He's got to wear the gold things.
She gardens, runs, snowboards, and occasionally writes. She's probably older than you think. You can find her work in the first edition of I Love Your Poem by Boulder Poetry Scene and Screaming in America Volume 3 by Art Before Money. Or you can go to her website at ChristinaFelton.com. Please welcome Christy Felton.
This is 6 minutes of wandering in the desert.
time in exile, you'll get it. Our time in exile. I find myself in the desert. If it is familiar, I cannot or will not say. My shoes are heavy with sand, but still I trudge slow towards the unknown. I study the open expanse of wilderness, the small things whose bite will drive you mad. The sweep of sand rolling in waves. There is nowhere to hide out here. The animals are stronger, more specialized. No time for a parade of vanity. Nourishment is scarce here. There's only time for what feeds you. I wrap my head
And then anybody else that knows, tell us now.
Can you be
We're all
straight?
different.
We tried that. That's what happened. That's
Eager fans would love to buy a shirt. Do y'all have a way to take card?
Card, no, Venmo.
Venmo, okay.
So exactly how you think it is. Sarah can't be here, but her word's good. Yeah. You could have come to like Visa, put in the words black market.
Don't stop it. So these three are a little bit more protest song kind of like. So I'm going to do three shorter ones independent in a row right now. One of them was written this week. It's a very new shit. It's called Longmont. It's about being from here.
You have no idea how much of our gear broke like today.
It sounds fantastic. Alright, ready? Awesome.
Doing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Long monster.
that the poets that are performing tomorrow on that flyer are all in this room. So ask every single person in the room. Oh, I forgot to invite you. I was going to intro the show by saying, welcome to Punketry, the most important thing to happen to Longmont since Teddy Roosevelt didn't get off that train. By next week, we're going to have statues of all the performers on Long Street Avenue, right next to the actual statue of the actual back of the train, with Teddy Roosevelt actually standing on it. That is a real thing if you're not from Longmont. He came here once and it was very important to us. Welcome to Punketry. Our next performer is Mario Jose Olvera. Mr. Mario Jose Olvera's love and appreciation of art began at the age of 13 when he discovered the craft of lettering. His skill and admiration continued to grow through his involvement with an art warehouse cooperative, experimenting with a plethora of art forms such as painting, music, and dance, while exploring the pen, brush, clay, and spray painting. Mario's artistic lens has become an inseparable part of both his professional and personal life, beautifully woven into his endeavors as an educator, youth mentor, Aztec dancer, and father. I've been privileged to attend one of those dances, and it was a transcendental experience. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, this wasn't a performance. They weren't performing for us. They were inviting us into their sacred ritual. And it was really special to be able to see that, so thank you. Where am I? Using art as a vessel to foster self-acceptance and respect among marginalized populations, Mario has become an influential teacher in the Longmont Boulder community. He is currently working on the greatest creation of his life, his kids. Please welcome Mario.
Just like coming back home. Firehouse was one of the first gigs I had here in Longmont. I have a lot of beautiful memories of teaching upstairs in that beautiful studio and just lots of beautiful events. So thank you so much to the Firehouse. Thank you, Black Market Translation. Thank you for all these amazing poets for all the support. And yeah, let's do this. From the bayou to the mountains, I spit my rhymes like water in fountains. Whispers to shouting, no pouting, no doubting, head forward and raise. All about creation, not about getting paid. I put on a good face because your soul waits. Let the pen and paper chase. Your thoughts and rhymes are laced with intellect, so come correct, and don't forget to respect that dialect. Disrespect, perfect for the soul to reflect. Stay true to form, and don't disbelieve or misdirect those good energies. Let the beats and rhymes collide because of all liberty and independence. And if people don't like it, all just have to be offended. Minds are so broken down that I ain't even thinking. They want to feel that an outside was terrible and speech, incarceration, escaping. Don't let the shackles hold you down. I had to put the books down because I started to do like this pastor thing going on. Turn into Al Green. Yeah. Just gonna keep holding y'all. This is amazing. Yeah. This one I usually rap. I do a lot of spoken word poetry, and I'm really inspired by hip hop. Hip hop was my first love before I found my own culture, danza mexica. So it helped me navigate through all those trials and tribulations as a youth, and then it helped me to get to where I can find my identity. So this one's this was like a freestyle. A lot of y'all might have heard it before. What we do in life echoes in eternity. The dreams of youth are not regrets of the He takes forth, dreams of reality. Gotta be everything that you want to be. Staying out of the cross is still fantasy. Cause after the gold and cheap, gold will never be. I go back to my roots. Israelites, two nations, one man, everybody. These words come from me and she never will be. They be the highest of all that I can dream. This gathering is the people showing the local poetry. They want to be the beaches journey that I know still goes with me. It's like having a purpose and living it. But this is the scene I get my hands on, I will die for life. Sacrifice, for what is life? For home, for the night. The part of the song that will show where we right. I like my life. Take the news as a leader, a firm believer, and was a follower. Never knew the power of the day. I try to test and teach, and I test the rest. Learn to be something old and something new. For the next rain of blood is the gospel of the truth. To be a river of water, and a monster slayer. Burn with others to be songs and praise. To protect and serve and provide for me. It was right and true, just like it was in the beginning. Before these tongues that I see my destiny. Before they I shall pass peace, knowledge and dignity. To actions, songs and scriptures. Struggling you to my identity that connects us to our Father, Son, and our Mother, Earth, This is the peace that I breathe. And she got Yahweh. Yeah. Right on. This is the newest shit. Not really anything particular to it, but just filling a little common year, you know? That's the best way to describe it. I've been away from myself, holding many pieces of everyone else's puzzle, trying to define what's me and mine, and grinding for the shine and the perfect time to recline. Thought process undefined, and it's got me tripping, talking to myself like schizo, having conversations in my head that will soon flow to those who need a talking to. No ridicule. Awareness with kindness. Can we take a moment to reflect? I'm afraid to see what comes up next. the topic of debate. Now we know what some folks are cool with living with hate. Okay and rooted to the core to never fix mistakes. Constitution all rearranged. I ain't tripping, I get it. But the world tripping and sometimes they don't. How do you jump off the wheel when embedded with so many spokes? I'm trying to steer a generation of hope, but I got commandeered by AI and in-app purchases and subscriptions that keep us afloat. And the waterline of reality, sanity, vanity, acme, actuality, where you can upgrade your whole entire family to 69 and up. Your only child has never been such a mind fuck. Do you know who's in the business of keeping your mind stuck? Navigating through truth and hardship and systemic oppression and hard luck. I get it, and some don't. I thought I had it, but now that shit's gone. Off the deep end, I can't pretend. And when do we begin to sing that song again? Feather in every corner of the room. Cactus flower, full bloom. Shower full of flow on the ground. Easing the mind, not even a sound. Only drips that drop. And I hope the stress goes with it. I hope it don't clog up the drain, cause that shit's expensive. Insane, pulling out pain. Wishing I could go back to where my ancestors used to bathe in the rain. Following the scent of roasted corn and grain, my hunger yearns for memories. Wish I could put my hand back in the soil that carried me. As a young seed, I'd seen. I used to fall from out without the trees. I remember the scent of rotting fruit below me. I used to sing to those trees. Nothing sacred but chanting, playful melodies, lifting the spirit and vibes, tippy-toeing to harvest chayotes from vines, exploring with no time in mind. Land, medicine, moist earth caked up at the bottom of the bed again. Don't wash my feet because the water didn't make it to my block. I remember bathing with dish soap and a bucket and a rock. The smell of tierra mojada, a time capsule, like a clock on the wall that stopped working a long time ago, but we kept it because it had a dope picture on it. In a pretty place where we never go, where we never been. And we only read the rain, and the alacrán that crawls on the ceiling fan. More friend than a pest, with my hands on my chest, wondering what the summer was bringing. To me, there was always an adventure in the back of a pickup truck. Test your luck, speed bump to make you jump, don't end up stuck. To go where you already been, and where fruits are seasonal, but memories and healing is constant. Tears to rhythm flows, back to those roads of Encanto, where memories of family and friends are harvested from roads of relief of pain. For sure, we all know it will never be the same. But here comes the rain for a new growth. Here comes the rain for a new growth. Here comes the rain.
next week too. And meet Charlie on the 14th. Nice.
Our next performer is Virginia Schultz. Virginia Schultz is a poetry expansionist, planner, minder of resolve, ideator, systems thinker, and grateful breather of air living within straw bale walls on the lower north side of Gold Hill, Colorado. In the Doug Fir ponderosa pine forest of the left-hand St. Vrain, South Platte watershed. Virginia is a watershed. Virginia is a moment that will pass you by if you don't grab it and stuff it in your mouth like a peanut butter and pickles.
That fire was too hot.
Like a peanut butter and pickle sandwich drowned in Guinness, poured down a chimney for Santa to find. Virginia is wearing Santa's colors tonight because she has nothing for you but gifts. Virginia is a nest we can all sleep in. Virginia is an egg we are all exploding inside her. Virginia is a living pine cone that blooms into a planet that dwarfs our planet and turns us into a moon. Please fall into Virginia's gravity.
Maybe my nickname that I've just been given, Virginia Moon, is going to catch. So, longing to start with.
Longmont. Everybody in?
I trust. So, happy World Environment Day. I want to call in all those who have come before us, all those who are here now, and all those to come. Longing. It's going to be one big, big poem. Longing. A country addicted to longing, appetent, obsessed, pining, craving, hankering, hungry, greedy, stoked, antsy, athirst, a God for 250 years, say 250, 250, 250, 250 years, años, yara, chichina. 250 times 250 times stolen. People, grasses, water, language, money, labor, stories, choice. Falsified freedoms, a country longing, careworn, besieged, starving to be fed. Here we are! Here we are in a time of bullies, of absolute masters, here in a time of greed trumpets. Heard in many more nations than not right now, from sea to shining sea, when decree drums are blasted. testing out natureless tubes, unconstructed. Take monsters grooving the air breathers to bow down to the ego shouters and edict dealers. Forget about the tallies from the secured choice baskets. Reality taken and thrown into the exploding sea, made to bite hard into disbelief wrappers, crumbling on digital tongues. As all close ties lay strangled. Trampled with broken. This is radioactivating cruelty blinds the eyes of chaos choppers. Delight in the end of kindness. We behold hell hucksters and hate peddlers hovering in their weary fumes. Fingering their bags full of fear. Fingering their bags full of fear, struggling to find band-aids to their gaping soul wounds. Cut by the other edge of hard-crushed meat knives. Now watching me covered in red, white, and blue blood. I can't stand this! I can't stand this! I can't stand this! I can't stand this! I can't abide by this! Not on my watch, not with my money, not to my community, not in my town, not in my country, not with my vote, not in the name of any religion, not in the name of liberation, freedom, confidence, the universe no more. No over consensus encourage the holding of the opening pleasure for orgasmic pleasure. They, the psychologists and therapists and philosophers and online life coaches advise us to voice what we want to move toward, what we we want to move toward. But damn, the not and the no are in my red mouth, waiting to be anchored outward through teeth and tongue. Because drawing a line is drawing a line, and we all want to know where the boundary is. Could I be like the sun? Could I be like the rain, neither of which needs to know whether, when and when and when and when it begins or ends? It just suns and rains when it needs to, and leaves when it needs to. And I will keep shouting as long as I need to, not afraid of my shadow. Action is revolution, apple is revolution, beans and beauty and bees and birdsong and birth is revolution. Black market translation is revolution. Land is revolution, cherries are revolution, dandelion is revolution, earth is revolution, fungi is revolution, gift, harmony is revolution, humor is revolution, indigeneity is revolution, jazz is revolution, joy is revolution, kindness is revolution, land back is revolution, language is revolution, trees are revolution, light is revolution, optimism is revolution, parsnip is revolution, quiet is revolution, rabbit is revolution, rain is revolution, reciprocity is revolution, red, white, and blue is revolution, rivers are revolution, sharing is revolution, singing is revolution, sky is revolution, soil is revolution, spring is revolution, tide is revolution, uplift is revolution, viper is revolution, wind is revolution, whale is revolution, words are revolution, zero is revolution, yawn is revolution, zeitgeist is revolution, this circle right here is revolution. This circle is re-evolution. Reconsideration. redirection, reallocation, renewal. Departments of reconciliation, regeneration, rekindlement, restoration, repurposing, revisement, and regard, recovery, recreation, resignation, recognizance, reconordering, reprogramming, redevelopment, redistribution, recuperation, reusement, reference, Department of Response, Department of Refund, of refuel, of respect, of reactions, of rehealment, of reimbursement, of restorative justice, the Department of Refusal and Relegation, Department of Relaxation, Department of Relief, Department of Repair, Revise, Reproduce, Request, Rereading, Rescue, Research, Reselling, Reservice, Resilience, Resolution, Rebound, Resources, Respect, Reception, Retelling, Rejection, Reduction, Recompose, Recycling, Departments of Revitalization, of Revival, of Resourcefulness, Departments of Rewards, Imagine, Department of Riches, of Reconnaissance, Department of Response, Department of Right, of Risk, of Resolve, Departments of Razzle Dazzle, Department of Reverence and Rest and Reverie and the rehearsal and roaring and roses and regalia, roundness, and the Department of Bridal Affairs, of rhyme and rhythm, of rivers and rain and roaming and revelry, all the aforementioned departments to be overseen by the Department of Relationship, Reconnection,
Is this poetry? If anyone has anything to say to America, just go ahead and say it right now on the count of 3, and just shout it all out at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
How many people said fuck?
That was the last fuck to give.
I'm all out.
I personally vote for Virginia as the Secretary of the Department of Reciprocity. And I'd like to be the Secretary of Razzle Dazzle in your cabinet. Well, we still have an open mic, and we have a full list with 10 people on it. So let's take a really short, quick break. It is 8:13 because somebody wanted to stand up here and make a bunch of clever jokes. So we're a little over time. But let's say like 5 minutes.
I'm not in charge.
Why are you looking at me?
We're going to keep going. If everybody, how about
Just keep going.
How about a wiggle break? How about everybody stand up and wiggle?
Ooh, wiggle break. That's a good idea.
Go wiggle or go home. I thought we were. The first poet might have just gone outside to smoke a cigarette.
Okay. If you need, I can. I'm on third if you need as well. I'm on third if you need as well.
Hey, I wiggle!
First up on the open mic is whoever's about to flush that toilet. I don't know if you know this, but we can totally hear you through the wall.
No,
so glad you
We can't put the band.
I said new shit. Someone's flushing the toilet, new shit. Sorry, I had to go back and re-explain that. You didn't want that to get lost.
First up on the open mic is Rob Geisel.
It's short for heartthrob.
I can't see through these.
Heartthrob.
I can't see through these glasses, so this is called spectacles.
Spectacles testing.
No, it's not. It's called the safety word is green beans. Hit it, boys. The safety word is green beans, she told me. After recently taking her bra off and lighting a candle that smells like vanilla wax. Does it have to be green beans? I think I'd rather bleed to death buried beneath an ocean of weary leather than have to scream out green beans in a crunch. It had to be green beans, she said. The game was always a mystery, but the rules were most definitely hers. Oh well. Space is a busted vacuum cleaner. Her carpet glittered with stars. Drones me. Parked cars are unnecessarily ticketed. My daydreams no longer play acoustic guitar. I've been watching too much news lately. Maybe that's my problem. Only when you start paying just a little bit of attention that you realize you're not paying enough. That's how they get you. They'll come at you sideways and look you straight in the eyes, all at the same time. Like a well-oiled machine made out of sharp knives, barracuda pesticides, and raw beef. I wonder if she had ever, when I heard a click and suddenly felt the handcuffs slip into place. TV's still on, I can hear it, engorging the silence with something thicker popping intermittently, like an improperly vibrated head. Tell us about the red pudding, Padme insists, one of the four dudes on top chef. It's a setup, I know it, I've seen it already 3 times. An advertisement for the CBS Evening News in which someone who sounds nothing like Katie Couric says something almost alive, like flowing lava, followed by the promise of some sort of mentally uplifting story about a young couple that managed to have 14 children at one time, and they live in a 7-bedroom house, shaped like a dipstick mess. I'm not drunk enough yet. I suddenly realized I'm in a panic. Honey, can you hand me the burger? No time is up on us. The guilt of being polished, sweating French toast all over Nixon's tombstone. The back screaming for my bookshelf, and everything plunged inside the digital box of perfume and reality, staring focused console, deep tube. She twisted herself slowly in the state of something resembling my niece's favorite episode of Flavor of Love Tropical. Still, somehow, I managed to get it up.
Buy Rob's book. I don't know if it's for sale, and I don't know if there are other copies, but if you offer him enough money,
You
you
could have
know.
totally bought this in 2008.
Buy that motorcycle. Thank you, Rob. Next up is
to go
me.
back to 2008. So I get back to 2008.
Will.
Yeah! Good
I'm doing, but.
Neither do we. That's
Hey!
perfect. We're all in this together then.
Break down! Freak out! Sometimes it happens. The carefully stitched persona that isn't self-esteem catches on some offhand comment, and the whole fucking thing falls to pieces. Annihilation, rupture of belief, careful instructions, collapsing. I analyze the tenderness.
Eat the mic.
Really tasty.
You don't think I
break your teeth.
Is it the urge to connect my angst-filled subconscious with some angle towards redemption? To some tiny nanosection of reflection, intimacy, connection, human kinship? I'm always trying to listen carefully, watching for the nuance of reaction, hoping for that bright spark of affection that exists, sometimes unseen, between us. I'm always balanced on one foot, anxious not to overstep, looking for the perfection that is, of course, utterly unattainable. I'm always balanced. It all comes back to my own failings as a daughter to my mom and mom. Years and years of pride and joy, amity, mutual respect and connection, spanning decades of our moments, all turned to a charred pile of ash these last few months. So I can't help but worry that I'll somehow replicate the scenario in all their minds, in some cold and loving way. Somehow, it'll be one to love my race. I swear, there's a 50-50 chance that my timing will be off, and I'll blow things up spectacularly. And before I'm damaged, recover, atoned, repaired, I'll be forever
Don't actually get run over by a truck, though. We love you. Keep screaming into this microphone. Up next is Josh K.
Lo-fi jazz, but like with a hint of rage underneath. Hey y'all, I'm Josh. Not to be confused with the Josh that is next. Apparently there's another Josh. Josh? No? Okay. Somewhere else. There's another one else. Josh! No, that's you? Hey, Joshua. Totally. Okay. So, to clarify. Alright, we got this. Yeah. I will also mention, so we have these up at the front as well, but I'm sort of helping out with this event. This is LunaFest coming up here in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Starts on the 14th, goes till the 21st, 110 bands over the course of 9 days at Grossenbach Brewery. All sorts of different genres, tons of vendors. It's gonna be freaking badass. So y'all should definitely join and pick up one of the flyers at the front if you get a chance. Or just ask me about it. So. I have a poem that I wrote a while back that I haven't performed in a while, so we'll see if it's any good still. This is called Glass Half Hat. glass half empty or half full? Why do we even ask at all? All this thinking takes its toll on our society of analysis, anti-action and paralysis. It really is a dangerous thing, over-philosophizing, I mean. We've fallen victim to the allure of thinking that we can cure anyone, anything, and or any problem with enough thinking, tinkering, and or solving. But truly, there's gotta be more. There's really gotta be more to cure the modern malady of paradoxes and dichotomies and meta-epistemologies. We've come too far for us to merely be just because I think we think. If I can really only see what's standing right in front of me, what's gone to the periphery, then I'm positive that we'll all have been over-enacted and underachieving for far, far too long. We think too much and do too little. It's not like it's a test or a riddle. We write creeds and manifestos, and there's no credence manifestos. We don't take precedence, not the king of queens or presidents, but becoming a society of people who won't go quiet, whose thoughts and bright ideas suddenly begin to coalesce into lives being lived in absolute hope. We need something more. We need a paradigm shift. Maybe something much more true than a philosopher's thesis. But if we don't act now, we procrastinate and wait for dreams to just be dreams. And tomorrow will be too late. So that if you don't mind, instead of stopping just to analyze and think, I think I'll take it back from us. Think history.
Thank you, Josh. And please let them know at Lunafest about the 111th band.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of shameless plugs, oh my god, a t-shirt. It's so fucking cool. And who is
hotter.
That one costs extra.
We'll raffle this one off at the end.
They're mostly in water.
Next up, as a total surprise to everyone, it's Joshua.
I was gonna read some love poems out of my forthcoming book of love poems, but I kind of feel like improvising some Screaming at America shit. Poetry is now an
Next up is Aspen.
I want to use my time to shamelessly plug some things real quick, because, I'm more of a town crier than a poet these days. First of all, give it up for this band. Black market translation in the Firehouse. Who knew? You're officially artists now. And give it up for our host. Thank you, Eric. This has been fantastic. And if you like cool shit that happens in very amazing art galleries, you should come right back here tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow we've got this lovely event going on called Drag the Flag, Fashion vs. Fascism. And it is a all-night affair, 6 to 11, where we've got poetry, music, comedy, art auction, dance, drag, burlesque, and all more right here. And all of the money that we raise from that event goes to Slay the Runway. Yes. Slay the Runway. Fantastic program put on by Elaine, the director of the Firehouse. Thank you, Elaine, for all that you do. It's going to be so fun, and if you don't know, Slay the Runway is this program that essentially teaches queer and trans teens how to make their own fabulous fits and then show it off in style. It is a great thing. You definitely want to be here for that. Second announcement. A lot of people have been mentioning this thing called Screaming at America. What is that? Joshua Robinson is the founder who just performed up here, and we are launching our third anthology, an anthology of revolution, on the 21st on the Capitol steps in Denver from 2 to 5. If you have something to scream about, which if you're alive you probably do, come join us and scream on the Capitol steps with us. We hope to see you there. You can check out Volume 2. There's a couple copies over there. Okay. Did y'all know this band is all improv? An improv punk band? So I'm our improv too. You get started, I'll follow you.
thing about keeping time in a punketry is letting the band cook. I never want to cut you off. Up next is Kat.
If you like what you hear that I read, you should come back tomorrow. I'm one of the now secret, not so secret poets. Some of you lovely babes behind me have heard this one before. This is some thoughts on surviving tyranny. We're following a theme here tonight, clearly. 1. How can we make enough candles for the vigil when everything is already burning? My grandparents hold memory of a small stone church. Windows boarded up with wood, that one-shaped pews that house bodies hushed in a form of reverence that is old as the way I was also taught to put river stones in my pockets for luck. They blackened out lights to keep worship out, to keep the bombs out, prayed in secret, learned a whisper as much as a laugh, as a crag, as a scream, dancing as stiffly as possible under government-regulated quiet hours. They hid baptismal and marriage records in floorboards, reused wax from the latest vigil to warm their bedside table. My grandfather cooks us rich meals, despite using food that is directly from a rationing cookbook, even when we are no longer rationing. My grandmother teaches us how to hum even when we are sad, and when I come out to them both, they tell me there isn't time to waste being loved. When you need more, especially in the face of tyranny and government-mandated scarcity, you and us and we will find a way too. How can we be happy at a crossroads of so much suffering? When cicadas complete their nearly 17-year cycle beneath ground, they erupt and wiggle themselves free and use numbers to overwhelm the predators that attempt to disturb their hollows. Whatever is attempting to disturb your hollow, burn it. Bury it in the yard. Let something more beautiful grow over it when waves of grief can stay in the room. You and I are connected by string. When you echo in a tin cup, my voice will answer. The tide will go in and out again and again. We aren't drowning yet. They do not get our joy, our ecstasy, our laughter. We shed our skin cells in there entirely every 7 years, which means you can become whoever your loved ones need you to be right now in this moment. You can mold again and again and again if you need to. Your happiness is not a crime, it is power, it is existence. 3. How can we connect with our bodies when we are grieving the loss of nourishment we are not sure we have ever had? When my sisters and I were kids, we hunted salamanders in the desert sun window well, stored them in a once-upon turtle tank. I come from a place where I am taught to be long and water-seeking, boots made of cottonwood instead of a rhino. It isn't always guaranteed, right? It isn't always guaranteed that there will be enough food around, and so when our salamanders begin to consume each other and gnaw on their own tails, we just call it shit happens. I will spend my adult life learning that I exist for more than someone else's consumption and hunger, and if I am eating around someone, it's a good way to tell that I feel safe. Salamanders are carnivorous and opportunistic. They will eat anything that makes its way into their mouth. If we had known we couldn't gather insects and scraps left for the dogs instead of pieces of backyard prickly pear and grass on roches. Now, we send each other before and after plays. Not in a toxic,
I see you have Khonshu on your ears. Oh, so not the ancient Egyptian god.
No, but also very sacred.
Because that was my segue to Osiris, who is next.
I kind of want to rage her. Count it off. I'm missing my dad.
He's got to count it off. Give us the 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I'll let you start. Or should I start?
Do it, yeah. Do it all.
Do I? Wait. I count 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah.
You can. I'm scared. You can
We
also
are
just
too.
start. We're all scared. Okay. I think y'all should start. So I can feel it.
Yes, wait.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't
You just made 5 best friends back there. Anyways, follow that, Anthony. And now,
to follow that, here's the crackeriest cracker who's gonna cracker tonight. Probably a little more like you had for Cat, and then if you would, come in after the first line, and then at the end, I'll be like, hey, stop, but it's all part of it. Okay. No, I'm not telling them to stop because of them. It's part of it.
We wouldn't if you asked.
This is called Neckties and Frozen Chickens, the cost of method acting. Forgive me, I'm only human. We all say it. We offer it as an apology when we fail, when we misunderstand, when we express any emotion, when we speak without restraint, when we feel wrong for simply existing. We use it as a defense for being irritable after a difficult week, for being tired, for being depressed, for being distracted, and forget to take the goddamn chicken out of the freezer. Sorry, I was just having a human moment. It's what we say when our tempers flare. We say it when we're caught crying, or our voice cracks with emotion during a reading. We say it to excuse who we are. We're given a childhood we had no say in, an adolescence shaped by generations of trauma and doubt, then churned into an adulthood that no one, and I mean no one, is prepared for. Conditioned to put our intuition through a series of field sobriety tests, shining a light in its face, looking for the slightest misstep. We're taught to replace candor with manners, trade honesty for flattery, swallow our sharpest words instead of executing a cutting riposte. Translate our needs into politeness, dress jealousy up in silence, then take all that buried anger and violence and call it character. We asphyxiate our instincts with Windsor-knotted neckties, suppress our appetites for the sake of progress. When our hunger learns table manners, we call it maturity. Being human is a series of don'ts. Don't say this, don't say that. Soften your language, but don't say it like that. Don't touch the exhibits, don't touch the glass. Don't touch the animals, keep your feet off the grass. Do not offer assistance without permission in triplicate. Do not step in unless they clearly articulate their need for your help. Because today, even kindness flinches
I wasn't expecting any humans tonight, only poets. But up next is a raven. Raven Moon.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm really sorry.
500 days of summer type shit. Finally.
Well, more like
Wait,
really
you like the
sad
Smiths?
ones where the teenager gets sent away.
Oh my god, or like she's
Chicken
like
skins?
dying and he's like, let's do your bucket list.
No.
This is not John Green.
Rehab, she's going to rehab, I got you.
You know, it's sick. So, like, the state of Texas didn't like me smoking pot. So when I was 17, they moved me from my foster home, and they made me go to Houston, which was 6 hours away from where I was from. So it was kind
Houston? That's awful.
Yeah,
I'm from Houston.
it's awful, isn't it?
Go Miami! Go Astros. Actually, fuck the Astros.
I was 17 when the state of Texas decided to send me far, far away. At the time, I cried and cried till I was out of tears. I didn't realize where this would lead me. It let me get away. I didn't want to learn the Houston way. I went for a 6-hour car ride to my destination, to a place that happens to have train stations. Leaving Brownwood behind, I think I will come back, and so do you. The night that I left, you helped me pack my bags. My bags. The last time we spoke face to face, we were packing my bags. I left a lot of belongings behind. Those belongings sit in a storage unit, from what I know, relatively untouched. The day I turned 18, as I was heading to the airport,
more poetry, harass the poets outside after the reading is over. Or come tomorrow, and see the more poetry that's going to happen in this room. Oh, and yes, please come to the last Friday open mic here at the Firehouse every month forever for the rest of your lives. And if this was your first time reading tonight in this space, definitely please come back. Please welcome.
Remember this.
And without black market translation.
Fourth Saturday, yeah.
We do this every month, actually. Yeah, every fourth Saturday at the Mutiny Information Cafe in Englewood. It's our birthday month. We turn 9 this. We are also coming of age.
Please welcome Professor Montgomery.
Go easy on me. That works is the most punk thing I listen to. I would have got my ass kicked in high school for Irish. It was actually punk. Beard grows in very slowly. Deal with it! Even though I am a 45-year-old man, I cannot grow a full beard. I can grow a mustache and some chin hair, but almost nothing else on my face. There are some sparse bits of hair here and there, but there are other spots with nothing but skin. Just like my teenage nephew, just like that one kid you know in kindergarten, just like me, 8 pounds, something ounces. November 2nd, 1980. Skin. Smooth. Just like a newborn potato. No organized pattern. 6 hairs here. 3 there. Porpoise here. And when I shave it off, it grows back in very slowly. Some hairs take a week to emerge. Some will return next year. Some will Haley's Comet 86 years from now. Maybe you'll see it in your lifetime. I don't know. In this culture, we do not value things that are sparse, disorganized, and slow. What are you gonna do? Just wait patiently to see how man I am? What is the
We'll start the bidding on this holy microphone at $10,000. That's our show. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to all the poets who read on the open mic. Thank you to our features, Christy Felton, Mario Jose Olvera, and Virginia Schultz. And give it up for Black Mic and Translation!